Because even before Mazi Simon was taken, Mazi Simon medically exposed it that Finland does not recognize the passport of Nigeria in documentations. They don't recognize it. They don't. So many countries of the world today, they don't recognize documents that are coming from Nigeria. They don't. But all of a sudden, the same Finland is the one that is telling us that you pass a judgment based on information given to you by Nigeria. And you hear them when they come out and say that Mazi Simon Ekpa is charged for terrorism. Mazi Simon Ekpa is inciting, and they gave him 6 years. In their district court, the court of first instance, that we all know that in that court, they use lay judge. Lay judge are not professionals. They are ordinary citizen judges. Ordinary citizen judges, they can appoint anybody, they can just pick anybody in the street and tell him to come and be the judge. That is how they operate in that district court where they took Mazi Simon Ekpa on a very serious and international case. The court of first instance. And in that court of first instance, without professionals, they gave Mazi Simon Ekpa 6 years. 6 years for what? For what? In particular, for what? We can't understand it. Unexplainable. Unexplainable. In the court of first instance. But I thank Chukwu. We know that everything Finland is doing is to be able to accomplish their contract with Nigeria. And the contract is to delay him. They know very well that what they are doing today is human rights abuse. Finland know that what they are doing today is against European law. Is human rights abuse. Self-determination is not a crime, can never and will never be a crime. International law supports self-determination. African peoples and human rights law support self-determination. Even Nigerian law itself supports self-determination. How then does Mazi Simon Ekpa become a terrorist because of self-determination? Self-defense is supported by international law. International law. Even the Western world understands self-defense better than you do. It's an international law. African peoples and human rights law support self-defense. Nigerian law supports self-defense. We have seen people preach the same message that Mazi Simon Ekpa. They even preach worst. They preach worse message than what Mazi Simon Ekpa have preached. In their conventional media, they play it. These people are still working free. They celebrate them as heroes. They celebrate them as their elders. But they preach the same message. Even their chief of army staff came and said that people should go and learn how to be combatants to defend themselves. This is exactly the same thing Mazi Simon Ekpa is telling Biafrans. Defend yourself, prepare yourself and defend yourself. Don't just sit back and somebody will come and chop off your head. This is the message that made them to call Mazi Simon Ekpa a terrorist. How does this add up? How does it add up? A country that has collapsed already. Finland knows that Nigeria has collapsed, and yet Finland is supporting that atrocity. And the whole world is sitting back and watching. And tomorrow you tell me that Finland is rated high in human rights. Today, Finland is the one today prosecuting an activist, jailing an activist. But I thank Chukwu that we know that all those things are drama and game, and that their drama is going to end soon. I thank Chukwu that Mazi Simon Ekpa has appealed his case. Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoku, our Prime Minister, has already appealed his case. And I'm very happy. When I got information that he has appealed his case, I was very, very happy because I knew he will. Just like when I did my program yesterday, I said it, that if Mazi Simon Ekpa didn't appeal, I don't need any explanation from anybody. I will wait until when he comes back, I will ask him, why didn't you appeal? I don't need any explanation because every single thing we knew about Mazi Simon Ekpa case has become a lie. From what is happening today, you don't need anybody to tell you that everything we believe about Mazi Simon Ekpa case are all false. From what we know today, all this while, what we knew Even myself, what I was preaching before is wrong. Everything was wrong. Master Simon Ekpa has been on his own. He has been on his own, pushing on, all by his own. And every one of us, we betrayed him. We are busy fighting each other. We are busy pushing propaganda and blackmail. We are busy antagonizing and calling names. And we left the man who laid a foundation suffering for us. We left him. We left him to fight for himself. We left him to fight for himself. In the court of first instance of Finland, we know that you cannot use any international or professional lawyers there. They will not allow lawyers that are not Finnish. Only Finland lawyers participate in that very court of first instance, the district court. Only Finland lawyer. But still, we can get a Finland lawyer to represent Mazi Simon Ekpa, but we didn't. Mazi Nandekano said, he is not going to betray us. It is we that will betray him. Today, Mazi Nandekano has been betrayed. Look at the case of Mazi Simon Ekpa. Every one of us have disappointed him. When you see what is coming out in the case of Mazi Simon Ekpa today, if you are not worried, it means you are not human. If you are not worried in what is coming out from the case of Mazi Simon Ekpa, if you are not disturbed in your mind, if your mind is not worried, it means you are not human. You're not a human. You're not a human. Every one of us in our platform, we have to continue to speak on our own. We continue to speak. There is nothing to do. Let me tell you, it's just like the case of Mazi Nandekano. All those there is nobody you can write. Writing doesn't make any sense. They don't care. What they want is, what you have to do is to move forward and do what you have to do. Provide legal protection, provide legal defense for your own client. It's not just about writing. It's not just about writing. We have been writing not today. Biafrans have been writing. Do you know how many Biafrans are writing to United Nations? Do you know how many Biafrans are writing to Amnesty International? Do you know how many evidences we have been pushing to Finland government all this while? So it's not about writing. It is about action. You must take actions. It's just like we coming online to talk. Sometimes when we come to online to talk here, it's to educate people. This talk doesn't go much far. It's to create awareness. We continue to create awareness. You never can tell. Maybe some activists can join us, just like you see Mazanga, Dr. Mazanga. Dr. Mazanga knows Mazi Simon Ekpa very well. Before Mazi Simon Ekpa had a problem, he knows Mazi Simon Ekpa. Mazi Simon, he has hosted Mazi Simon Ekpa in his program. He has hosted program with Mazi Simon Ekpa, not once, not twice. So Dr. Mazanga knows Mazi Simon Ekpa very well. And today you see him in the front line making case. These are what everyone should be doing. These are what everyone should be doing. So every one of us, we continue to create awareness, but we must do what we have to do. It is sad. It is sad. But my joy is that Mazi Simon Ekpa has gone for the appeal. And I pray that in this stage of appeal, it will not be like the former one. It won't be like the first one. Because in the first case, even the day of his court, Biafrans don't know the day of his court. I am in the media. Most of the time, we don't even know when he comes to court. It's under speculation. Maybe he will, maybe he will not. We just wait, and the next thing we hear when he's in court, then we follow up. But it's not supposed to be like that. We are talking about our prime minister. We are talking about our own prime minister. We are the ones that are supposed to be giving people information about our prime minister, not people giving us. No. First-hand information is supposed to be coming from us. But it wasn't so. I hope that going forward, with all that has transpired and all have seen, it shouldn't continue. We must not leave our prime minister all by himself. Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa fought for Mazi Nandekano. He fought earnestly for Mazi Nandekano. He fought like a lion. From the very first day, Mazi Simon Ekpa declared and said that he would never, ever leave Mazi Nandekano. He said it was because of Mazi Nandekano that he himself, it was because of him that Mazi Nandekano was taken, that he is part of it. And he vowed that he will never give Nigeria a single gap. He vowed and said that he will make sure every one of us will put head together and make sure that Nigeria regret the kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We make the detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu more expensive than leaving him outside. When they calculate, they will see that leaving him outside is more cheaper than holding him. And he fulfilled his promise. He fulfilled his promise. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Mazi Simon Ekpa fulfilled his promise. He kept that tempo. He kept that tempo from day one until the very day Finland came and took him away. Until the very day Finland, Mazi Simon Ekpa kept that promise, kept that tempo. He made sure that the name of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not swept under the carpet. He made sure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not forgotten. He made sure that the legacy of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu doesn't go down. The simple thing we can do for him today is to do the same thing for him. The simplest thing we can do for Mazi Simon Ekpa is the same thing he did for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is what we are supposed to do for him. Make sure that his legacy stands. Make sure that the case of Mazi Simon Ekpa remains at the front line. Continue to speak about it in your platform. If you wake up in the morning, even if you don't have anything to do, just post his picture and write "Free Mazi Simon Ekpa." Let him remain the topic until he joins us. Let Mazi Simon Ekpa remain the topic until he joins us. Because in every angle, Mazi Simon Ekpa in every angle is innocent, very innocent. And I believe when they get to the appeal court, because the Finland authority have three types of court. They have the court of first instance, which is the district court, the first one, and then the appeal court. After the appeal court, the Supreme Court. But in the appeal court, they said it that in the appeal court, they have professionals, professional judges who has no political affiliation. Government does not influence them. Professional lawyers, professional judges. That is what you see in appeal court. And that is where the game is going to change. There is no doubt. I know all these things are delayed. Maybe after the appeal court, they will come back and tell you, okay, now they will give him, they have cut it down, they make it 1 year or two, and now he has spent already 1 year plus, or he has spent almost 1 year, you go out. Because they will not like to pay the fine, because they know that if the detention they have given Mazi Simon for how many months now, when he comes back, he is going to fight back. He is going to claim damages. So in order to block those damages, they will try to put something, and say, okay, for the one he has served, now let it be for this, and put one thing. Just like they are attaching tax. They say tax, he didn't pay tax. He tax, they didn't pay tax. He violated the Finnish law of whatever. So all this is they are mopping up together to see that they can be able to quash the case when he's going to bring the case on them for damages. Do you know what it is to take a man's life for almost a year now? When he claims the damages. But we know, I strongly believe that Mazi Simon Ekpa is going to be out. I don't have any doubt about that. I don't have any doubt. At this stage, that where we are now, I don't have any doubt. And with the knowledge of what we have now, with what we know now, we cannot be taken by surprise anymore. We have learned from our mistake. Exactly. That's it. Every one of us have to learn from the mistake. We have to learn because it doesn't sound nice at all. It doesn't sound like it is so shameful and so disturbing. It doesn't sound well. It doesn't sound good. And I pray that Chukwu Okike Abiyama will direct us on what to do. A lot of things have gone so wrong. Some people, we are just busy fighting, busy, distracting. There were so many distractions. Everybody was just busy claiming what he or she is. Everybody was just trying to create a camp. Everybody was just trying to focus on themselves. And we forgot the man who gave everything, including his own life. Including his own life for us. It is so sad. It is so sad and disturbing. But I thank Chukwu Okike Abiyama that every one of us will learn our lesson. Every one of us, every single Biafran. This is the time for us to begin to make inquiries. When something happens, you dig for information by yourself, by your own self. Dig for informations. Search for. Don't wait for anybody. Don't wait for me. Don't wait for me or anybody. You bring information. When you come online like this, you can share it with us. You share it with us. People will now go in and dig it out and begin to inquire also. That is how it goes. When I get my own information, I come out and share it. You go and verify it. Don't just carry it and run. Don't just believe it because I said. You verify it. When you verify it, then in the process, you can find other things also you share with people. So that we won't just fold our hand and be waiting for one direction and say, this person will give you this information and give you that information. No. It doesn't work that way. We have to take responsible. Everybody of us have to be responsible. Everybody of us have to take responsibility this time around. Dig informations by yourself. It will be so sad because the situation of Mazi Simon Ekpa now, if you see the way Mazi Simon Ekpa worked for Mazi Nandekan, when I remember it, I see no reason why I will not speak for Mazi Simon Ekpa. Mazi Simon Ekpa took the bullet. Even Mazi Simon Ekpa created a very great landing space for Mazi Nandekan. He quietly organized himself and make sure anything he's doing can never indict Mazi Nandekan. He went ahead to come and say that whatever people are doing outside to free Mazi Nandekan must not be attached to him. We are not taking orders from Mazi Nandekan. He is not aware of what we are doing. We are no longer with IPOB Nigeria. He created that demarcation. He separated Mazi Nandekan for himself while he is still fighting for his own release. That is a man of wisdom. You don't indict. He did not indict Mazi Nandekan anywhere. That is where you see intelligence. When you see somebody that is sane. But today, what do you see? Today, what you see is that people calling their own brother terrorists. That is what you see. Look at this Department of Saboteur. They are busy celebrating the sentence of Mazi Simon Ekpa. And at the same time, you are expecting Mazi Nandekan to be free. Bunch of clowns and idiots. Somebody was jailed in Europe for self-determination. And your own leader, who is also facing self-determination case in Nigeria, you are calling for his release. You are calling for his own unconditional release. Then you heard that your brother, one of your brothers also, is jailed for self-determination. You are not worried. You are happy. You are clapping hands. You are clapping. This is the height of wickedness. And that is why I say this very sentence of Mazi Simon have opened many things, opened many doors. It has opened many secrets. It has opened, unless you don't want your eye to open. If you don't want your eye to open, sorry, no problem. No problem. I cannot force your eye to open. I cannot. You can only take the horse to the river, but you cannot force the horse to the river. What I do in this platform, and people that come in that platform, you speak and you say your mind. People will digest it and be able to see the truth. That is what we do here. We speak. Even on the comment section, you read what people are writing. Then it is your own duty to be able to dissect and see the truth. The jail term of Mazi Simon, this very sentence of Mazi Simon have opened our eyes well to know who is fighting for Biafra and who is not fighting for Biafra. We have seen it. Look at these people, this Department of Saboteurs. Department of Saboteurs celebrating. Look at the one they call himself a Karawite lawyer, Ejiofor. See Ejiofor writing a full epistle. These are the people that Mazi Simon have exposed their evil. Expose them to the last. People who were involved in the so-called kidnapping. Ejiofor was in the front line of destroying the ESN, taking the life of innocent Biafrans. Ejiofor and Madugu. Today, two of them are fighting each other. But when Mazi Simon Ekpa exposed them, people didn't pay attention. People did not pay attention. Mazi Simon Ekpa exposed Ejiofor and Madugu. Today, those two idiots are the ones celebrating. They are celebrating. And at the same time, they say they love Mazi Nandekan. They want Mazi Nandekan to be free. And they forget that Nigeria can just look at that template and say, okay, This man did this in Finland. In Finland, because of that, and they gave him this, and for that, they do the same thing to Mazi. And they tell you to go to appeal. You begin to drag it. They have already have an example. They will make reference to Finland. The judge will just come that day and make a reference to Finland and pronounce his judgment. What are you going to do? I'm asking those idiots, what are you going to do? If the judge comes on October and use Finland as a reference, which is a perfect reference, very, very perfect reference, even though the judgment is wrong, that is why it is essential to appeal. Because I believe this appeal will be entered by October, by the special case of Chukwuka from not October. Either the case will be heard or I believe from not October, I believe the case will be heard. I don't know. Mazi Nnamdi case is 10th of October. So let's see. Mazi Simon Ekpa have already put in for appeal. Before October, by the grace of Chukwuka, we believe that case will be heard. So assuming they maintain the sentence, that day, the judge will just come in the court in October. After reading all rubbish they put in the table, he will now make a reference to Finland. Related to the relationship of what Mazi Simon was doing and what Mazi Nnamdi was doing, because they are just similar things. Both of them are seeking for self-determination. Both of them are advising their people, guiding their people, securing the life of their people. The same template is what they have. They just make a reference and then they pronounce their judgment. What are you going to do? What will you do? Look at Ohaneze Ndigbo. Ohaneze Ndigbo came out and began to congratulate Nigeria. Congratulate Nigerian government for pushing the arrest of Mazi Simon Ekpa and the jail sentence. Ohaneze came out and began to clap for Nigeria. Something that Arewa can never do. Arewa can never come and praise anybody for arresting their own. It doesn't matter what they do. You see Muhammadu Buhari when he was alive. Muhammadu Buhari said any attack against Boko Haram is an attack against the North. That is what people for you. Late Muhammadu Buhari said attack against Boko Haram is an attack against the North. Look at Sunday Igboho. Sunday Igboho was fighting for self-determination. Buhari pursued him. He ran to Benin Republic. All the Yoruba people, all the Yoruba elders, all their politicians, they backed him up to make sure that Nigeria did not bring him back to Nigeria. From Benin Republic, he went to Germany. As if that is not enough, his mother died. His brother took over. They brought him back. He buried his mother, jejely, and went back. Mazi Nnamdi, Nigerian government took the life of his parents. His mother and father were buried the same day. They did not allow him to see witness the burial. He was not allowed to witness the burial. His parents, mother and father, died out of the atrocity of Nigerian government, out of the attack of Nigerian government. The tension of the attack of Nigerian government caused the death of Mazi Nnamdi parents. His mother and father were buried the same day. Nobody stood their ground and said, allow this man to come and bury his parents. Nobody. But Sunday Igboho, his own mother died. His people stood their ground and allowed him to come and bury his mother peacefully and go. Even though his mother died of a different issue, not of vegetation. But this one is that the federal government of Nigeria, we are the one that orchestrated the death of Mazi Nnamdi parents. But yet, they didn't allow him to bury his parents. And there was no Igbo person that came out to speak on his behalf. There's no Igbo person that came out. No Igbo person came out to speak on behalf of Mazi Nnamdi. Not Ohaneze Ndigbo, not politician, not governors. His parents were buried in his absence. His parents were buried in his absence. Now you see, wherever you are, every one of us must keep our ears and our eyes open. You must know that your own fate is, nobody's going to stand for you. Nobody is going to fight for you. Nobody anyway. So anytime you come and you begin to destroy yourself and you think you are destroying somebody, you think you are destroying your sister or you're destroying your brother, you are doing yourself. Just like those ones that come out. You come out, you see your fellow Biafra, you are calling them terrorists. A fellow Biafran, you on camera, you on a camera in your program, you are calling a fellow Biafran a terrorist. You go to a program in a comment section, you are calling your fellow brother, your fellow sister a terrorist. You don't know what you are doing. You are only destroying your own self. You are destroying your own self. And as you continue to destroy yourself, that destruction will locate you and you can never escape it. We are on our own. Nobody cares about us. Nobody cares. The politicians are the worst. The politicians don't even want anything good to happen to us. Nigerian politicians, they don't want anything good to happen for the Biafran people. The prescription of IPOB was done by the politicians. The kidnap of Mazi was sponsored and powered by the politicians. The kidnap of Mazi Simon Ekpa through the court today was sponsored by the politicians. Politicians, they travel all the way to Finland. You saw Bianca Ono when Bianca Ono went and sent a petition. Bianca Ono went and sent a petition against our prime minister. This is supposedly somebody who is supposed to be the wife of the man who led Biafra to war. The man whose dream is to achieve Biafra, his wife, went and sponsored the kidnap, the arrest of her own brother. That is how bad it is. That is why sometimes when you look at the politicians in the Southeast, I don't know the kind of devilish, I don't know the kind of devil that brought them. I don't know the devil. I don't know the devil, the evil spirit that brought the politicians we have. Maybe when they come, they take them to the north and they take them in oath. They go and swear oath in the north. Every time you see them going to Sokoto, when they go to Sokoto, the Sultan of Sokoto will take them and swear an oath. So when they come, whatever they tell them to do, they do, including taking the life of their own. I'm going to play a video that somebody challenged Dave Umahi. That idiot, that devil Umahi. That devil Umahi is one of the people that they are using against us. The other day, I played a video how devil Umahi was calling a fellow Biafran a land grabber. You can imagine. You can imagine Devil Umahi calling a fellow Biafran a land grabber. If your own brother can call you a land grabber, what will other people call you? If your own brother is calling you a land grabber, what do you expect? How do you expect other people to see you? Devil Umahi was calling a fellow Biafran a land grabber in Lagos. If a Yoruba man call you a land grabber now, what will you do? After all, your brother has called you a land grabber. So if a Yoruba man call now and call you a land grabber, are you gonna get angry? If you buy land in Lagos and tomorrow they demolish it, will you be angry? Because your brother has laid the foundation for them already. And that this continues to happen. Your brother have already laid the foundation for them and tell them that you are a land grabber. So when they say it, you don't even get angry. Your brother have said it first. I want you to listen to this very video also and hear how this guy challenged Dave Umahi. Dave Umahi, who was saying that his own people, the Igbos, don't even have right to participate in the election. They don't even have to talk. They don't need to talk about leadership. I want you to listen to this video. Let us hear what this guy had to say to Dave Umahi.
Since I'm extremely disappointed at Dave Umahi, those are the kind of statements I don't expect to hear from a senior government official. And he's a man I tend to respect because he's a hard-working individual. And he knows his onions when it comes to engineering and working with construction particularly, I felt offended by that statement because I've said it on this program several people. I detest the dog whistling of an entire ethnic group in Nigeria. And let's call it spade what it is. It's becoming one too many that we want to consistently and continuously scapegoat the Igbo ethnic tribe in Nigeria, and it's unacceptable. It is unacceptable because there is a history of violence targeted at that group since 1953 in our country. Listen, Caesar, a meeting was held in Lagos, but not necessarily in Parliament. Anthony Enahu moved a motion for the independence of Nigeria. The North opposed that motion, and at the train station, when they were going back to their constituency, they met a crowd that was essentially mocking them. They got back to the North. Chief Akintola led a tour across the North, to campaign essentially for the independence, to rally the North in support of Nigerian independence. Guess what happened after that? Riots broke out in northern parts of Nigeria, particularly in Kano, where over 240 Igbos were massacred. Were they the ones that demanded for Nigeria to have an independence at that time? In 1966, particularly in May, months before the Civil War happened, thousands of them were massacred across northern cities, and they had to flee to the east for safety because thousands of them were indiscriminately killed for what they knew nothing about. Right? So let's not even talk about the Civil War and the hundreds of thousands that were massacred, and the fact that after 1970, this entire ethnic group had to start from the scratch again to begin to build their lives. And since that, look at what they have done since 1970. A group that left or started from nothing, went to Bauchi, went to Kano, went to Maiduguri, went to Akure, went to Ogun State. And look what they have built in 40 years of hard work, grit, and no support from the federal government. Look what they have done for themselves. But what we consistently and continuously do is to signal hatred and violence against the group. And this thing has to stop. We can't continue a country. Listen, if you don't want a group of people to be a part